The tools we're going to be looking at today as far as difficulty score, we want to see which tool gets it right, if any, right? I know these are difficult. I don't know what these guys are going to say, but what we're going to be testing is SEMRush, Ahrefs, Keyword Tool, and Moz. All right, so let's kick it off with, I think it was what, free trip to Vegas. So 140, they're giving it a 41. So 41 I would consider to be probably in the medium. Okay. So this is going to be a 41. We're doing a medium score. Ahrefs is giving it a 19. They're saying that it's medium. Okay. So they're giving it a 19 though, and they're saying that it's medium. Keyword Tool, let's see what they're thinking about this. 44, medium, but they're saying it's a little bit harder. So they might have got that one right this time. And then Moz, last but not least, let's take a look at this. They're saying it's a 36. So it's looking like it's you know, it's like a medium low. So like a mid shelf. So 36 is a medium. So let's take a look at this. We have pretty this time not so good over here for Ahrefs. I'm surprised they said medium, but they only gave it a 19. So that's interesting. Let's do this one here. I don't necessarily want to say that again. I don't know how that works on YouTube, but I know that this is relatively hard. Did I spell it wrong? Oh, capital V. Okay, fair enough. So let's go see what they have to say about this. I didn't necessarily do this particular medication. I did one that was kind of similar to pretty good success. It was very difficult. That's where I learned that budget, especially for these types of terms, plays a massive role. Skill gets you so far. Budget gets you a lot farther, right? This was early on. I wouldn't even look at this kind of stuff anymore. But let's take a look here. I believe it was this one here. So they're giving it a 37. They're saying that it's relatively difficult. So that's interesting. So 37. They're saying that this is a medium keyword. Okay. Ahrefs is giving this they say that it's easy. Okay, interesting. Viagra for sale. That's easy to them. So wow, that's a miss on their behalf. 4 is easy. Keyword Tool, let's see what they have to say. They're giving it a 66 medium. Okay, I would actually consider that to be high. It's above the halfway part, you know, so I don't know how that would be medium. I would consider they're saying that that's hard. And last but not least is Moz. Maybe I should get these in some type of order. What do I got here? SEMRush, so it's Ahrefs, right? Ahrefs, Keyword Tool. Okay, and then Moz. Okay, we'll keep them in that order. That way I don't have to be jumping around so much. So medium and Moz says 15. They're saying that it's easy as well. So that's quite interesting. So, again, I disagree. Man, I think these guys are a little off, but I mean, SEMRush seems to be pretty, you know, their grading maybe doesn't agree with me completely, but there seem to be pretty, they're on point kind of so far. Ahrefs has been on point, except for this. I'm kind of interested. Keyword Tool finally performs well, in my opinion. Moz has completely lost their mind. So Moz and Ahrefs kind of hit the mark, missed it on this one. SEMRush still being consistent, and Keyword Tool, which has been completely inconsistent, has hit the mark this time. So let's bounce back to Vegas hotels, and then I'm starting to get bored with this concept. So after this, I'll just answer questions if you guys have any, and gals. So let's see here. Let me sign shop. shop near me. So I'll look that up. I'll run it through all the tools. How about RV rental and city and any city? Okay, RV rental. So here, let's take those. So let's do I'll take some. So RV rental, and then pick a city. Well, let's RV rental. Let's figure out where the hard ones are at. Where is the let's see if it gives me one. RV rentals. RV rental. I don't know. Houston? RV rental Houston. Okay, 9,000. Okay, let's take that one. RV rental Houston. So that'll be the first one that we'll do. We're going to take that one from the audience. RV rental Houston. So that must be difficult, or he wouldn't have given it to me. And then the other one was, what did you say there? DUI lawyer Los Angeles. DUI lawyer Los Angeles. Okay, that one sounds fun. Well, this gentleman gave me a donation, so we're going to do this one. I hate to skip over you. I'm going to take this one, though. Sign shop near me and sign shop Houston. So we're going to do sign shop Houston. All right? Because the near me is so broad and so big. I have to take that one. And then just for fun, we'll do the last one. Darian, because I love you, brother. We're going to check that one out, too. Because I'm pretty sure that seems pretty difficult. Let's go see what the CPC is on that. Cost per click for DUI lawyer, $80. Yeah, I would say that's difficult. This guy is killing it up here. He's got 2 of them in there. Boy, this guy looks like a good lawyer, don't he? He looks like the kind of guy I'd want on my team. You know? Thank God. I did run into some trouble. So I'm 36, 23. Oh, it's been 10 years, so it's probably gone off my record by now, hopefully. So Los Angeles DUI attorney. All right, so let's check that one out, too. I was 23. Boy, I was a knucklehead in my early 20s. All right, DUI lawyer Los Angeles. Cool, let's check these ones out. Okay, so we're going to start with RV rental Houston. What was the CPC on that? RV rental Houston. What was the cost per click? $2? Is that hard? I don't know. All right, so I guess the first one's this because it's in my search browser. Here we go. We're going to run this one. This is DUI lawyer Los Angeles. I would assume this to be a highly difficult word. It's an $80 keyword. I would consider that to be tough. Let's go see what my friends over here have to say. Well, I don't want to run that many through there, so let's just do keyword overview. Paste. Search. All right, so for DUI lawyer Los Angeles, SEMRush seems to think that it's a possible keyword at 38%. They're putting it at $51. Still very expensive. So 38% for DUI lawyer Los Angeles. So that's quite interesting. We're going to go ahead and paste that in there. Whoops. Control V. What's going on here? What's going on here? I don't get it. Oh, I see. What the heck? Why is this giving me a hard time? Okay, let's try that again. DUI lawyer. Well, we know what it was. It's DUI lawyer. They're saying it was a 38. They said it's possible. It's a medium. Let's go see what our boys over here at Keyword Tool have to say. They're giving it a 67. So that's kind of interesting. 67, they say it's medium. I would consider that to be a hard range, but you know, more than half I would think is hard. These guys are saying it's a low because it's only got 3 bars. So that's quite interesting. Moz is a 30. Wow, the variance here is madness, isn't it? I think that's so interesting that they like these really range a lot. Let's go see what these guys have to say. So again, a 12. They say it's easy peasy lemon squeezy. A 12, a measly 12. Wow. So, wow, this is interesting. You know, again, SEMRush seems to be pretty stable. They're saying that it's medium, it's possible, but it's hard. Ahrefs is only giving it a 12. They say that it's medium, but they only gave it a 12. So to me, they're saying that that's relatively easy. If we were just blindly looking at the keyword analysis tool, putting keywords in that we wanted to potentially, you know, optimize for, and we're running down the list, we would think, hey, a 12 for DUI lawyer Los Angeles. Ahrefs says it's only a 12. Shoot, I might as well just jump 10 toes in on this. So I don't know. You could take that as you want. Moz is giving it a 30. So again, that's a weird one. Let's move on. Let's try the RV Rental Houston. These are taken from the audience or the viewers. So let's see what SEMRush has to say about that. They're giving that a 42. So again, a medium. So they're saying this is kind of tough. It's a cheap keyword though, but not really. It's $2 with a 12K volume. Interesting. Very interesting. Keyword RV rentals, huh? So this is RV. How come this isn't typing? What's going on here? Am I missing something here? Oh, I made it white. That's probably why, huh? You think, Chris? It's probably what did it. You made the text white there, fella. DUI lawyer. I want to write that in there. Did I spell that wrong again? I did that for you guys. RV Rental Houston. Oh, I actually didn't. I just put it in there. RV Rental Houston. So let's make that black. Okay. So SEMRush, I believe they said it was what, a medium, a 42. So it's starting to cross that threshold territory. So they're giving it a 42. I would assume that that's a low to medium keyword. Ahrefs, what are they saying that it is? Let's go take a look and see what they have to say about this entire situation. So they're giving it a 23 as a medium. Okay, let's see what these guys have to say about it. And then last but not least, we're going to see what this guy has to say about it. Moz. A 24. And then Keyword Tool, what do they have to say? I know a lot of people, it's actually quite interesting. The only reason I included this, A, is I have access to it. But a lot of people told me that they really like this tool. So, I don't know. That's another reason why. So they're saying that it's a 55. So it's above the halfway mark. So Keyword Tool says that this is a 55. So that's quite interesting. So 55 is a medium, right? Ahrefs said that it was what? A 23 medium. Right? And then Moz, what did they have to say? They say it's a 24. All right, so 24. Let's see consistency here. So SEMRush, and then you gave me it because you feel that it's difficult. SEMRush is, again, relatively consistent here. I guess when you're working with the tools too, you start to realize and understand, like, but I mean, just not having any information, just blindly following. These guys, SEMRush is pretty consistent. Ahrefs is also pretty consistent. Keyword Tool, they've been doing good so far, but early on, not so much. And Moz, I don't know. I guess their ranges are okay if you were to look at, them. But if I'm looking at a score of 0 to 100, and 100 being the hardest and 0 being the easiest, this is what I'm basing my analysis off of. Is, to me, 0 is easy, 100 is hard. What's in the middle that would be relatively easy? Your 30s, your 40s, or below, right? So if we're looking at consistency on the higher, medium to low range, which is what they're saying it is, and then we look at the other tools, their number isn't consistent with what we know to be difficult, which is where I'm like, I don't know, maybe I'm looking at it wrong. You would probably, if you're utilizing this tool set consistently, maybe Ahrefs or Moz or Keyword Tool, you would understand and know the inconsistencies. But I think it shouldn't be there. It should just be, hey, if you're giving it a rating scale, it should fit, right? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Like, I shouldn't have to gauge and figure out what the heck they mean. It should just, you guys gave it the number scale, not me. If you wanted me to guess, you should just give me those bars like Moz is doing and take away the number grade. Right? All right, let's do Sign Shop and then we'll end it off. If you have any questions related to keyword research, SEO, doesn't matter. Let me know. I want to talk to you. I'm all by myself here. I do have work that I need to do, but this is way more fun to me. We'll take care of work in a little bit. It's all love. I'm a Mountain Dew Zero guy. Yeah, no sugar. Sugar is definite poison in my book, at least. Thank you for the donation, brother. I appreciate you. I appreciate them all, actually. Thank you all. Let's do that last one for my good friend Sign Commander. So I believe it is Sign Shop Houston. All right. I hope you don't think that that's a hard one. Oh, maybe you do. Maybe you're like, dang, I thought I'd be able to win this, but I'm having trouble. Is that what you're running into, John? You're like, dang, I thought I would have been able to smoke these guys. Little did I know I'd come in here and I'm having a heck of a time, and I want to know what all the tools have to say about it. So, SEMRush, this, note, wow, that's displeasing to me. Did I spell it wrong? Let's see if I spelled it wrong. Sign Shop, no, okay. So I've noticed this a couple times with SEMRush. Even though this has a little bit of volume, like, they're giving me the keyword difficulty score for the TX version, which actually had less volume according to the keyword research tool that I had for the extension. You remember? That's why I chose this one, because it had more volume. So they're saying with the TX, which has less volume, is a 34. So let's just say that even though they're not giving me anything and they're saying that the volume is low, even though the other tools said that, hey, there is volume here, let's take it as a 34, because adding the TX is a 34. So that's what we're going to say. We're going to say a 34 is a medium for SEMRush, but I am kind of sad to say that they didn't have any results, which makes me sad. So it's Sign Shop Houston. All right. And why are you doing this to me, guys? Let's see here. Black. Here, reset. There you go. All right. So it was a 34. We're going to say that that's, a low / medium. All right. Ahrefs says, Ahrefs says what? 35. They say it's hard, but they give it a score of 35. See, that's where screwing up. Like, don't write the word. You gave me the numbers, right? This is my opinion. What do I know, though? This is just one guy's opinion. Keyword tool, what do they have to say? A 15 low, so they're off again. They've been pretty consistently inconsistent. SEMRush and Ahrefs, which is no surprise, I'm sure to you and to me, that they've been the most consistent across the board, at least with the numbers scale. Maybe not their picture and their words, but the number score that they've given, which is what I'm sure you guys look at. You're not looking at graphs. I don't. I'm looking at... This is pretty much what I do when I'm coming up with an SEO plan. Pretty much the same deal. I wouldn't make it big though. I would just throw it in here, and I wouldn't label these. I would just throw them in and then come up with my ideas. The only other thing would be the top 3 performers. What's their TF and CF scores, and how old is their domain? That would be the only other deciding factor for me, is how long have they been on the board, right? And what's their trust flow and citation flow to their site? That's when the other guys come in, right? But I just spit out an entire list, and then I'm basing the rest off of gut and how long have they been there and how many links do they got, right? Because if they've been on the board for a long time, it's going to be hard to knock them off, and I'm sure everybody would agree with that. Last but not least, let's take a look at Moz, and I'll quit jibber-jawing. So 30. So they're giving it a 30, and I would assume that that's a low/medium. So pretty consistent here, except for the keyword tool. So let's go over our results briefly. So, and that's another interesting. This is interesting, right? Ahrefs, keyword tool, and Moz corrected the misspelling. SEMRush didn't. Take that as you want, right? With that being said, consistency for New York SEO, they're saying it's a 37, 31, a 10, and a 26. So I would say that SEMRush and Ahrefs were really consistent with their number scoring for this particular keyword difficulty. As we go down to free dating sites, again, I know that this is very difficult. They're saying that it's very hard. They only gave it a 72 SEMRush. Ahrefs, again, ultra hard, 92. Keyword tool gave it an 87. Moz is giving it a medium, so a little inconsistency. They still said it was hard. It's in the very higher echelon, right? So if you're thinking maybe Ahrefs or SEMRush and Ahrefs, if you're switching, their number grades is really what I'm looking at. Free trip to Vegas, we have a medium as 41. Ahrefs is giving it a 19. Keyword tool 44, 36. So a lot of consistency here across the other tools except for Ahrefs on this. Again, for Viagra, for sale, the medium or like the medium high range for SEMRush. Ahrefs missed the mark in my opinion. Keyword tool hit it. Moz, they said it was easy. I want to see my friend Rand rank for that easily. Moving down the list here, DUI lawyer. Darren said that it's relatively difficult. I've never tried that. I'm sure it is hard. It was like an $80 or $50 keyword. A 38, a 12, a 67, and a 30. So a little bit inconsistent here with SEMRush or Ahrefs again. Actually, they were inconsistent 3 times so far. So that's interesting. RV rental, 42. We know that this was difficult. A 23, a 55, a 24. Again, they're pretty even here except for this one. And last but not least was Sign Shop Houston. Pretty difficult. Again, this one was the loser. If I had to say, which is no surprise, I probably wouldn't take these 2 tools into account, even though I used to love Moz. You know, they're just kind of inconsistent. SEMRush did pretty good, but I still think they're a little off with their number grading. I think on some of them they should crank it up a little bit, but I don't know what they're looking at. They have way more data than I do, other than, hey, I look at these guys. They have a lot of links. They've been here a long time. This is a hard keyword, right? So that's neither here nor there. The only thing that I saw that was inconsistent from Ahrefs was 3 different scores where I just don't agree, but maybe they know something I don't. I don't know. When the other 3 tools agreed with SEMRush, Ahrefs was inconsistent. You know, I know they changed their tool. It's pretty consistent. It was pretty consistent. I mean, it's blatantly obvious. I mean, I'm a SEMRush user. I like SEMRush, but they were very consistent. I guess that's it. I mean, I don't know what else to say. You guys can see the data. You can see it for yourselves. We did it live together. It was fun.